Guardio's back online. So it's 2 a.m. in the morning, but I just decided I had to record this video just to respond to the speech that Nigel Farage made. I know I'm a bit late to the party, but I just had to think about this all day and really decipher what Nigel Farage was saying about deportations. Because at the beginning, when I first heard the speech, I was like, yup, they fucking do. I thought, hooray, Nigel Farage finally has a solution to deliver what the British people have been demanding for a very long time, is mass deportations of illegal and legal immigrants. Well, all of this that was captured in this speech, I think is just word salad. I don't believe a single word of this absolute crap. Because didn't you say, Nigel, that mass deportations were a political impossibility? There is simply no way that we can implement mass deportations because it's politically impossible. He said it on GB News when he was interviewed by Steve Edgington or something. Look, this guy is just doing this as some kind of virtue signalling tactic in order to sway his supporters, his core fan base, into voting for reform for the by-elections. Don't you think the timing is a bit off? Don't you think that it's just convenient timing for him to tell people how he's going to have this policy to deport illegal migrants, and he's going to appoint a minister of deportation who's going to be part of the Home Office just round the corner when the by-elections are upcoming? It's just complete lies, deception. I don't believe a word of what this absolute snake has to say. And I have two key issues to highlight behind this. Firstly, he says he's gonna recruit new people to solve this issue, to implement deportations. Well, I'm afraid, Farage, you don't have to recruit new people. Just bring back people like Ben Habib, Howard Cox, Andrew Bridgen. Well, he's not part of Reform, but I'm just saying, Andrew Bridgen, Rupert Lowe. These people will be on board with your mass deportations program. If you say the right words, we want mass deportations. Reform will implement mass deportation. That's all you have to say. You don't have to go on this 2-minute 30-second video talking that absolute crap, going on about this absolute word salad. You don't need to recruit new people. You've got competent, capable people like Ben Habib and Rupert Lowe who were part of your Reform Party, but you kicked them out because they were, surpassing you in terms of popularity, and you just got jealous and it damaged your fragile ego. So he's depending on these new people, new members of Reform to deal with this deportation program. So I have no idea how he's going to implement the policies. And get this, he's going to discuss, he's going to announce how he's going to implement these deportations. He's going to release more details after the elections. That's the key point that I have to make. After the elections. So it's not desperate enough to implement mass deportations now. Not a chance. We've got to wait till the elections happen. And didn't you notice he didn't mention a single word Islam, Pakistani grooming gangs, nothing about the black market trades related to Turkish barbers, vape shops, candy stores, dodgy takeaway restaurants, completely infesting every town and city in the UK. Why don't you say it in your own words, Mr. Farage, that we will deport every illegal immigrant infesting our country, subverting British culture, spitting in our faces, insulting the British people, and do not belong in our country. They just simply don't belong. Why don't you say it? Reform will arrest and deport anyone who belongs to a Pakistani grooming gang. If you thrash about randomly with kitchen knives, you get arrested and deported. If you burn down and demolish a Christian church, you get arrested and deported. If you belong to a Turkish barber or you're one of those dodgy market trades, you get arrested and deported. He made no mention of any of this. And this is what Rupert Lowe had to say on Twitter X. Just say in plain English, you'll deport every illegal migrant in the UK. You can't, because you won't. We don't need clever wordplay. We need deportations. And you will only tell us your super secret policy plan after the election? Of course. We won't get fooled again. I love how Rupert ends with that. And even Rafe Heydel-Mankoo has been questioning Nigel Farage as well. This is his response, in quotation marks. Nigel Farage says, but it is our intention, ultimately, that if you've come illegally, you should not be able to stay. Call me old-fashioned, but as a slogan, it's not quite as catchy as mass deportations now. So even Rafe Heydel-Mankoo is catching up with this bullshit that Nigel Farage is pushing and promulgating. I just simply can't get behind a lot of what Katie Hopkins has to say, saying that Nigel Farage has had a change in tone on Twitter X. She's joining in with the Smitten Kitten band alongside June Slater and Alex Phillips, and even Leilani Dowden has come on to the Dan Wootton Outspoken show, and she's talked about how she has to support reform in spite of the fact that Nigel Farage is a snake, admittedly, but she still has to get on the reform bandwagon because apparently they're our only hope. Well, they're not our only hope. They're our last hope. And believe you me, once the by-elections are over, once the dust has settled and we've gone past the elections, I think the reform leadership will just place this issue of deportations far back towards the back burner, and they're going to throw it outside the window, and they're going to make some kind of lousy excuse and say, we've made some more, sophisticated discussion about this topic, and decided it's a political impossibility to implement it. I don't know. I have no idea what Nigel Farage has in mind, because he changes his vision and his policies every 10 seconds in the direction that the wind goes. So, again, I say this, I don't believe a word of this crap. I think Nigel Farage will backslide on this, and he's not taking this seriously enough. We need to put our trust in individuals who actually genuinely believe that we need mass deportations on a mass scale. That is what the British people are demanding. People like Ben Habib, Rupert Lowe, Andrew Bridgen, Howard Cox, Nick Tenconi, these are the types of people that we need to depend on. Instead of waffling on giving the word salad, why don't you, Mr. Farage, why don't you borrow from the talents of Nick Tenconi, where he can just spontaneously, off the cuff, deliver a fantastic speech and talk about how he's going to deport mass amounts of illegal migrants. I'm just going to end it there. Guardian Mo's clocking out.
I say we fill these planes, 5 to 10 million, over five-ish years forecast, and we send those people back who do not deserve to be here in Britain. Those who are here to subvert our culture, those who are here to rape, murder, those who are here to colonise. It's a very simple, basic premise. If you are not here to be British and to play ball, you are going home, and we are closing the borders.